So here I am legally blind and working as a car lot jockey. Yes, that is correct. I am shuffling cars around the car lot for Richmond Hill Chrysler Dodge and I'm legally blind. I am washing new cars and preparing them for delivery. I am also delivering cars to service customers' homes or workplaces. I am driving illegally. I don't have a driver's license or insurance and I have been certified as legally blind. In the fall of 1973 at the age of 18, I was looking for a job. I had decided to join the workforce. I'm not sure where I saw the help wanted ad for Richmond Hill Chrysler Dodge. It could have been at Manpower, a service offered by the Ontario government to help people find work, or it could have been in the want ads of our local newspaper. Regardless of how I found out about the job, I learned that Richmond Hill Chrysler Dodge was looking for help. They needed a lot man, someone to wash cars and shuffle them around the lot. I thought to myself, wow, what a great opportunity, the beginnings of a great new career. I would apply for the job. When I arrived at Richmond Hill Chrysler Dodge, I was given a job application to fill out. When completed, the application was forwarded to the service department. I was then given an interview with my soon-to-be new boss, the service manager. He didn't so much as interview me as tell me what the job curtailed. Basically, he told me I had to wash cars. Then he asked me if I had a chauffeur's license. Back then a standard license was called a chauffeur's license. I answered him in a questioning tone of voice and said, well no, not a chauffeur's license. I used that tone of voice on purpose to convey the thought to him that I had a standard license, not the type of license you need to chauffeur people around in a limousine. He then assumed I had a standard driver's license, and I didn't know it was actually called a chauffeur's license. That was exactly my intention. I had told him no, I don't have a chauffeur's license, and that was the truth. I didn't lie to him. He said, okay, that's fine, and asked me when I could start. At no time did anyone associated with that business ask to see my license. Sometime in 1962 I was diagnosed with macular degeneration, a degenerative disease that would only get worse, never get any better. That is when I was certified as legally blind and have been so ever since. The easiest way to describe macular degeneration is there is a big blind spot in the middle of your eye, leaving you with only peripheral vision. I started work for Richmond Hill Chrysler Dodge with a great deal of confidence and no worries. My job was mainly washing and preparing cars for delivery. I would retrieve the car from the back lot and bring it to the wash area. There I would wash and clean the car. It was now ready for delivery. I never put so much as a scratch on a car. My favorite part of the job was delivering customer vehicles for the service department. I drove a lot of nice cars. They were all Chrysler products, like the Chrysler Imperial, Chrysler's top-of-the-line luxury car, or the Dodge Challenger, one of Dodge's most popular muscle cars. Even though I was legally blind, I had no problem doing the job. I had grown up in Richmond Hill and knew the streets like the back of my hand. I knew where all the stop signs were, and I knew where all the traffic lights were. When I approached a traffic light, I would look to see what the other cars were doing and followed suit. If the cars were speeding up, I would speed up too. If the cars were slowing down, I would slow down too. It was always better to be in traffic. That way I could see what the other cars were doing and drive appropriately. A lifetime in Richmond Hill and years of cruising around town with my friends gave me a thorough knowledge of all the streets and back roads. I knew where nearly every stop sign in town was located. I was a very cautious driver. The end of my career with Richmond Hill Chrysler Dodge came suddenly one morning. At 8 o'clock one early sunny morning, I was delivering a Dodge Star to an astronomer at the Dunlop Observatory on Observatory Lane. Observatory Lane ran east and west between Yonge Street and Bayview Avenue. Halfway between Yonge and Bayview there was a large hill. That is where the observatory was located. I was traveling eastbound on Observatory Lane when three things happened all at once. I crested the hill and was blinded by the sun. There was a large truck parked on the right-hand side of the road, and as I pulled to the left to pass it, a car heading west came out of the sun. I didn't see it coming. It scared the crap out of me. That's when I asked myself, what am I doing? I'm taking my life in my hands every day for what? A stupid job. Am I crazy? I finished delivering that car to the observatory and never went back to Richmond Hill Chrysler Dodge. They had no idea of why I quit, or that I was legally blind.